fought the English over that fur trade. The English wanted Michigan served England, I'm afraid.
And not till 1837, history relates, did Michigan become 26 of our great states. Well, yours may have been unfortunately back in history, but mine was to see that through a rich economy.
Houghton found a copper mine in 1842, and Indians showed him where it was, not very far from the Sioux.
The copper mine was waiting there for thousands of long ages. When the news got out, the rush began, and went by horse and stages. It was 7 years before the gold rush, but copper was the cry, and very soon they found the iron in a place nearby.
But how could they get all that ore from the mines to the factories? They needed big ships to carry it, freighters on our inland seas.
But freighters couldn't go from Lake Superior all the way down because the water level dropped 20 feet to Lake Erie.
They took a lesson from New York, where men had ropes and dug the Erie Canal for ocean ships and barges and their tugs.
So Michigan, great men began to build canals and locks for ships to go around the falls, and the rapids, and the rocks.
Michigan had lots of wealth found underneath the ground where oil, gas, and iron, salt, and copper could be found. Our Michigan
covered then with trees of many kinds, evergreens and conifers, birch and beech and pines.
Then Lumberman came to the woods and cut the pine trees and stacked them up and took them to the sawmills in the towns.
They cut the trees in winter so the logs would slide in the snow. They dragged them through the riverside or down the stream they'd go.
And soon the lands were barren, and the farmers with their plows could plant their crops and mow their hay and even build a house.
Deep in the dark of the northern woods, the giant white pine trees grow. And Michigan had many more of them than any place else you know. Their branches reached out just the way they should. Their trunks were so huge and strong. One tree was sometimes big enough to build yourself a home. One whole house from one big tree. Now what do you think of that? Silent they stood in the northern woods, keeping watch over all the land. Then lumberjacks came with crosscut swords. They didn't let many trees stand. And Michigan had foundations then. In numbering were building towns, and homes and schools and churches went. The trees were all cut down. First there were many and now there are few. Now what do you think of that?
Many brave Michigan people have fought in many wars, and many have died for our freedom, and many have done even more.
Sojourner Truth helped lots of slaves to find their freedom then. They went down the Underground Railroad to hide out from the bounty land.
There is another thing to tell in this history of ours. Henry Ford and Ransom Olds invented and built by cars. And that's what really started us along to modern times, especially the birth of Henry Ford's assembly line.
Yes, mass production started then, and our future was assured. Everyone can have a car, at least some type of Ford.
They built some roads for all those cars, but another thing needed was a bridge to connect those roads to both peninsulas. the old and Ford got smart, and they put an engine in a four-wheel cart, and it ran pretty good once we got to start with a little number 2, and it went. Honk, honk, beep, beep, bumma chicka, honk, honk, beep, beep, bumma chicka, honk, honk, beep, beep, bumma chicka, honk, honk.
When that bunny came rumbling down the street, a commotion started that couldn't be beat. Why? Ladies fainted right off their feet. They never seen such power.
Dogs barking and children ran, and down from the roof came every minute, and the gas at the side of his big tin can going 200 miles an hour and away.
Honk, honk, beep, beep, bumma chicka, honk, honk, beep, beep, bumma chicka, honk, honk, beep, beep, bumma chicka, honk, honk.
Well, those horse and foggy days on past, and folks quit saying it'll never last. We had big factories to put them out fast, in every color and size.
Now there's sporty cars with chrome on the side, and family cars with families inside, and fancy cars where the rich folks ride, and from that, the first automotive surprise. And it went, honk, honk, beep, beep, bumma chicka, honk, honk, beep, beep, bumma chicka, honk, honk, beep, beep, bumma chicka, honk, honk.
But what about the bridge? I know it now arcs high and wide across the Straits of Mackinac and out of reach from side to side. We're in the 21st century now, do you all realize? We've covered millions of years and cut them down to size.
Something tells me we have left a lot of good things out, important parts of history when changes came about.
I'm sure we did. I guess we'll have to say, and I'll agree that this is just a show of our great history.
We all know that Michigan is a great vacation place, with room for lots of visitors and a smile on every face.
I know I'm not a tourist, but I sure like living here. It's got 96 state parks, with woods and trails and white-tailed deer.
And that's not all. You have more money to clear what's up so that any other states can bring in facts that's more.
And say, we've got 5,000 miles of groomed snowmobile track, and plenty of railroad beds to hike across the state and back.
Over 36,000 miles of streams for recreation fun, 11,000 inland lakes for play in snow and sun.
Wow! It sure sounds like we have a lot to cheer about. So why don't you join in with us as we sing and we shout? Indian River is the home of the largest GTACS in the world. It is called Crossing the Water.
Michigan is the only place in the world with a floating post office. The GTACS is the only ship in the world that delivers mail while ships are underway. Michigan has more shoreline than any other state except for Alaska. The 19 chandeliers in the Capitol are one of a kind and designed especially for the building by Tiffany's of New York. They weigh between 800